Welcome to the MTV studio, everyone. I'm Kat Hurd, and today I have the most special guest with me, Jay Pendleton. How does it feel to be in that seat? This is your brand, your brainchild, first time ever at ASPN.
Yeah, it feels great.
Yeah.
You know, when I came here last year, it was just to kind of see what this interventional pain space was about and to better understand the people. And, you know, I saw a lot of energy, saw a lot of passion. I kind of resonated with that. I said, yeah, we'll be back, because MedTech voice, it's not my voice. We created this because there are stories out there to tell. There's power in your story. There's power in the ability to tell it and gain traction around what it is that you're doing. And ultimately, as we've talked about, that builds trust. And that's the foundation to any business transaction and also to any relationship. So I'm grateful that, you've taken this journey with me to bring us into the interventional space. Because again, the subject matter expertise is important. You know the space, you know the players, right, what that's all about. And I really wanted to make sure that I'm staying true to value and providing value to the doctors and all the industry that we can. So, yeah.
I mean, I think when it comes to value, there's nothing, no knock on any of the rest of the exhibitors, but nothing that positions folks in the way that you're doing here with MTV. And I should say thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this, because there's so many stories that need told, that everyone here is trying to get time and trust,
right,
and the tiniest bit of opportunity. And one of the things that you and I talk about so much is just the digital doorway for these folks to unlock. And one thing that I see is the value of MTV is that you position people to open that digital doorway in a way that most aren't right now. So tell me, I mean, you have so many clients outside of interventional pain and so much, opportunity that you've created for these companies. What do you see as the real value of partnering with MTV and sitting here in the studio?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's multifaceted, and it's completely dependent upon what it is that their ultimate win and goal is. I mean, this is in a way strategic consulting through media, through marketing, through PR, through just growth strategies. And for us to be able to sit in a room and understand what's a win, what are you looking to get out of this relationship, out of this partnership with MTV? And here at the conferences, yes, we help them tap into our network. You shine a bright, bright light on what it is that they're doing, why they're doing it, who they're doing it for, how people can engage with them. It's essentially a megaphone to the industry, and it just helps them heighten and shine a light on what it is that they're here to do. But here, this is a studio where they can capture evergreen content assets that drive other things, not just Aspen specific or whatever conference they may be at. So that's kind of the idea. But I mean, the value is really in, we understand this world. I was on the other side of the booth. I've been at these conferences, right? And I've been in having relationships with doctors. I understand their world as well and how they were trying to position themselves to their patient population and in their market. And so I think just all that being said, all encompassing, it gives us the ability to be an asset to our clients.
Well, an asset in a way. One of the things that you say that I love and really rings in my head anytime we talk about MTV is just bringing the power of your booth into their palm.
Yep.
And the idea that so many, from an industry standpoint, they invest so much from a time, energy, and expense standpoint to be here, boots on the ground, and then it disappears after the conference is over. So the concept of evergreen content too, not just bringing the booth into your palm,
right,
but taking that and having that be a deliverable and an asset that can be used time and time and time again to showcase your product, your positioning, your patient outcomes.
Exactly.
That really, to me, seems like what folks don't quite understand about MTV just yet. And that's great. You're in your infancy as an organization and obviously brand new to interventional pain. So if you could share one thing with the industry and say, you need to be here, butts in seats, sitting in the seat that you're in.
Right.
What's their takeaway?
Yep. To me, there's zero downside risk to sharing your story and leveraging your story and helping other people understand a little bit more about why you do things.
Yeah.
And that's done best on this video, in this video format. My opinion, this is what builds that trust. You spend so much money, so much time and energy and effort to get to the show, the conference. And yet you hand your marketing person an iPhone and say, capture this for us. That to me is a little bit short-sighted and honestly reckless with the dollars that you're choosing to spend here.
Yeah.
Like, you forget about the biggest piece is that not everybody is here. Not everybody that is here is going to stop by your booth. So grab the attention while you're here and put it out there into the universe of LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, whatever platforms you're on, because it's relevant now. In a couple of weeks, it won't be. So we're here and we're turning things around within a couple of hours for our clients and people that sit in these chairs and taking advantage of this opportunity to really just be vocal about what you're doing at the booth. Just sit here and do it. You already have your talk track dialed. You're already dressed. You're here. Your people are here.
You're game ready. You're
Just
game
come
ready.
sit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
It's almost, as you're saying it, made me think like, if you just show up and put together your booth and host your dinner and leave without any evergreen and repeatable content that you can share, it's really just like you've posted a Snapchat story and it's gone.
That's right. It's gone.
Right? But the idea that you can take the impact that you're already making here, because these companies spend hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars on their booths at various conferences, and make that money actually work for you. That investment becomes a compounding investment. Because right now, it doesn't compound.
No.
Yeah.
And it's up to them to take this and take the leads today and like go make something out of that. You know, for us, like we see this as an opportunity to like keep it going and like enhance everything that they have like today, and they're sharing today, right now, and actually get boots and foot traffic to their booth right now. Like today's Friday. So if you're sitting with us Friday and, you know, maybe you've had a slow day at the office, at the booth.
Right. I mean, what better way?
For Saturday. I mean, this is what people I think don't recognize is that we're all connected and everybody's watching.
Yeah.
It's very captive, the audience that's watching this. And also for all those people that aren't here, how are they going to understand what messages you had coming out of Aspen, right? Unless you help them get to that. And we're not here to replace your marketing efforts. It's an asset to augment your teams and their strategies.
You know, Jay, it's so interesting when you talk about the folks that aren't here.
Oh.
Because oftentimes companies don't do a great job of translating their in society or in meeting experience into updates for the rest of their users and non-users.
Right.
Here's what we've been up to. Here's something we shared that you should learn.
That's right.
And it almost like, okay, sure, you could do that in the form of an email update or a newsletter, or, I mean, what they do right now, which is boots on the ground. Your reps were supposed to go say things. But what if you had an asset that created digital trust that showed the buzz, the sizzle, the hype of what you did, how you did it, and who else? Because we know that this is, you know, we're social beings and people follow others from a behavior and a pattern standpoint. So why not highlight if you do have great booth traffic? It's not that you don't need MTV. You absolutely need MTV to showcase and highlight the impact and momentum you're building at the meeting.
Right. Like what happened here. It's like, imagine having I always go to that wedding, you know, example, but like if you have a wedding and everyone was there and you weren't there to capture it, how do you describe that to someone without showing them? And that's just one example. But here's the thing. There's a ton of strategy that goes into the work that we do, right? This is just like one way in which you can capture things now, but some of it is like, what do we want our message to be in the market? And MTV has a very big distribution of the content as well. So it's the quality of the content, the speed in which we can turn it around, and then the fact that you're tapping into close to 20 million eyeballs on a yearly basis of what we've been able to generate, which is wild. And that just shows you the power of the network effect that takes place. Because everyone that is watching this, whether they're in interventional pain or spine or neuro, there's some surgeons here that we were talking with, right? And that's great because as we know, there's a spine and pain world that exists. And, you know, potentially we could be the bridge to that. Who knows?
Such a great and I think really salient point for folks to hear is that this is a bridge, that there's this, and there's a clear strategy behind crossing that bridge. How you cross it, yes, you can bring in, to your point, you can hand your iPhone to the marketing folks and say, take some photos, but we've all seen those, and we know where those land. And the power of creating a polished and really pristine asset that you can utilize and distribute to 20 million sets of eyeballs. I mean, I don't know. I'm not on the industry set anymore, right? So to me, from the outside looking in, you're already spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. What's a drop in the bucket is a couple grand more.
You know, and it's funny you said that. We're looking to do some case study stuff, and we're doing this now almost 2 years. And it's like, if you spend X, then you should be spending Y on capturing that, right? Some sort of a percentage for people to understand, like, hey, if we're spending 100,000 on a booth, dropping 10,000 is nothing, and it'll actually enhance that initial investment, right?
Well, and so powerful to position it that way, because I think folks don't often realize they're like, we've already spent so much, so we can't spend more. It's like, actually, you're doing that money that you just spent a disservice.
That's right. It's reckless.
It really is reckless. No, it is reckless spend. So Jay, now that I have you in the hot seat, tell me, what inspired you to start this all in the first place?
Needed to happen. It was an unmet need. Like, I went to a startup after working for Medtronic and NuVasive, these big companies with massive brands, right? And when you walk into a room, they know, they being your customers, your hospitals, your doctors, they know who you are, right? But when I went to a startup, that wasn't the case. And so it was up to us, the sales team, it was VP of sales, to also be the marketing and the media and the LinkedIn and all those things. And it's really challenging. And so for me, this was something that I saw while I was at big companies, like the power of social influence and LinkedIn. But then when I went to the startup and I was using that, I just like, we need ways in which we can share what we do and why we do it, because that allows you to go one to many. It's the power of digital. And it's not something that, it does not replace the one-on-one. Like when you and I met in person, like that was what led to this moment, right? And it doesn't replace that, but it augments that. It creates more surface area for you to then talk to your customers. And that's what I feel is missing. And here's, by the way, we don't just work with startups. We work with large strategic companies, because even if you're big, sometimes your message needs more clarity. Like, what separates your business unit from another?
Right.
So that's what it just needed to happen. And I've always been a storyteller, like even like, you know, back in the day, taking pictures of me and my friends or me and my family, like, let's capture this moment. And it's like, because if you don't, it's gone.
Yeah. In the blink of an eye.
That's really it. And it kind of combines a lot of things that I naturally do and I'm good at, but with something that needed to happen. And so it's that Ikigai concept of like, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
It's something the world needs. It's something I can make money doing and help others make money doing.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of a win-win scenario.
Well, that's such a great like ending point too, because you're making money helping others make more money, because really this spend should be like a multiplier for them, a true force multiplier of like, when you make this investment in MTV, you expand.
We certainly feel that it is. We've certainly seen that. We've seen the reach. We've seen the numbers, the analytics that we follow very closely for our clients. We show them the true impact of that reach. But it's also in kind of the what I should say, like the indirect value. Like, there's something to be said for showing up and showing people like what you do and putting it out there. And it's like, that's going to garner a certain level of respect with your ideal audience, with your customers, with your future customers. That is what, there's something magic about that that's intangible, and yet it leads to tangible results, right, in the marketplace. At the end of the day, this is about growing market share. That's what I did for a long time for these companies. And now I'm helping them do it in other ways.
I love that. It's about market share. It's about mind share. It's creating that moment, that sticky moment with your customer. Or with your competitor, right? To take up rent-free space in their head.
That's right.
And keep them distracted. So, I mean, I feel like I could talk to you for hours and hours about this. I just have to say thank you for bringing your passion, your prowess, and the expertise of you and your team to interventional pain, because it's needed. We have so many stories to tell in this space. And I know that we're going to tell so many this weekend while we're here together.
Yeah.
So it is an honor. I'm excited. This is the start of something, not just the moment of something. So
Yeah.
thank you for bringing us into
Well,
it.
thanks for sitting in that chair, because like I can't scale a business by myself. Like
Yeah.
I'm not scalable. These companies and their services and all that they do are, but this is a people thing. And like I need to find the right people that get passionate about others and that want to help them grow. And you're exceptionally talented. And I'm just grateful that you said yes and that we're doing this thing together.
It's been a blast so far. We're
Let's
just getting
go.
started. Awesome.
All
All
right.
right. Well, come visit us, booth 171.
171.
Yeah.
Talking about big booth energy.